think what it is, years ago, mate, the commonest crime up north of Suffolk was poaching, i.e. game like rabbits, pheasants and that. Now the police call it metal poaching. Apparently they've got a list of the wanted people up there, people they keep an eye on.
It's ridiculous. I mean, who does the stuff belong to? I mean, they say it's theft. Theft from who?
And as far as I'm concerned, if it's a Roman bronze, the geezer's been dead for 2,000 years.
This site's got Roman and Celtic on it. Obviously, we would never usually use torches, but it's a safe site. Gary's over there somewhere. Been detecting with Gary for about 3 years. Very reliable. Can trust him, well, with my life, I suppose.
3 o'clock in the morning. The family think we're a bunch of nutters. I think the friends think I'm a nutter for coming out here this time of night, but it's a field. Something nice might come up. You normally just get a few bronzes and that. But again, it's detecting. This is the way it gets you, you know? You want to go out there and you want to try.
Dave's over there. He's pretty quiet, but very honest, and you can rely on him. He keeps us all sane while we're out. Paul's pretty much a live wire. I think Dave keeps him in check a bit. He's very knowledgeable. If you're not sure what you found, if you can't distinguish what the coin is, he'll always know. I mean, he's been detecting probably 15 years before me.
I got it. Well, that makes a change from all the shit we found tonight, doesn't it? I've actually found a Roman coin by the looks of it. It's a sesterce. That's one of the largest Roman coins you can find. It's, what I'm saying, it's a bit shitty, it's a bit crunched up on it. It might clean up with a bit of work. Well, I'm pleased anyway. It's better than finding silver paper or lead, isn't it? One for the pocket. Let's see what else we can find. Player fills, well, that's all I really work on, player fills. Most of the gear we want is sort of 12 to 18 inches below the ground. The player turns it up and that turns onto the top. But after doing player for sort of 20 years, it gets mishmashed, all intermingled on it. So you could find, one minute you could find a Victorian penny, next minute you can find a Roman coin. But that suits us fine, you know? Otherwise, you say you go on a grass field and it's too deep down, you've got to have a really deep-seeking machine to find it. Plus, I mean, it's too hard work, you know? This is easy. When you put your hand in the ground, whack, the coin comes out. This could be a Roman coin. Nice.
All we actually do is recover some of this. We're treated like Ronnie and Reggie, really, you know? Bang them away for 30 years. It's just cost the taxpayers, I think, roughly about £100,000. I don't really know. I know it was a 10-day trial to find us not guilty of going equipped for theft because we had a metal detector in the boot of our car. Yep, what's Suffolk?
Yeah. They going out tomorrow night, Gav?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've had nothing. The little boy's probably had it off. Hasn't he?
Yeah, well, that was the devil. Okay. See you on Thursday then?
Oh, mate, yeah. Can you give me a bell or something,
Yeah, ring you tomorrow night, I suppose.
All right, Mark.
Kettle else?
So he's made.
Oh, was it? Imagine the geezer he lost that, I don't know, 2,000 years ago when we find it. So what's on the reverse of this one?
T. Flavius Domitianus was the younger son of Vespasian and Flavia Domitilla and was born in Rome in AD 51.
So which one do we reckon it is?
Well, you're getting near it there. It ain't in this book.
It's not in there? You sure? What do you reckon it's nearest, price-wise?
Probably that, but the reverse reads the same.
The reverse reads the same as that?
Yeah, but the god's different.
110. So, 20 quid.
Before I split up with my wife, I started detecting. Then I had to leave it off because of family commitments. Some of the married boys get a bit of stick about it. Nicky pulls the reins in on Cole if he wants to go out too much. I suppose I'm lucky in that sense. I'm single, so I haven't got to really worry about getting a mouthful when I get home.
Boys all right last night? Go to bed all right?
Yeah, they went off to bed. I read for a little while in bed and then I didn't hear from them.
Good.
Which is just as well. So I had a peaceful evening. All by myself with the television.
So Sonny get off to school all right?
Yeah. He gets all excited about it. I don't understand too much, but I try and take an interest, you know, and he likes to show me and he cleans it all up and the boys have a little look and they don't understand too much, you know, they're a bit young for that, but they do like to have a look and mess about with it and see what's what.
Side. Yeah. Yeah, look.
Yeah, I might put that in my dad's shop later on.
Have you got anything to show him?
I've got a couple of bits. I've got a little Celtic coin, Canoblin coin. Oh, I've got a Carusius, bronze.
Oh, no. Nothing particularly special there.
No, the Carusius bronze is okay, but Celtic's too far gone, I think.
Oh, that's a shame. So anybody else have any luck then?
When you're on your own, like, it's all luck, metal detecting. You never know what you're going to find. So, like, it's just, but when there's two of you, I mean, if you split your finds, I mean, you've got two chances of finding a big one. And I think that works both with Dave and myself. We both agree on that. So anything we do, we split the petrol money. I mean, even our fags we buy together, and just everything we do together. You know?
Everything out of the, all the process, everything. It's, all the petrol comes out if we buy it. It needs some fags, batteries for the machines.
The car's both of our car. We both bought it.
Yeah, together.
Yeah. I can't stand him, really.
We come in, throw all the gear in here. If there's anything nice, we leave it soaking. Clean it up proper, like, all the rest of the coins. Sort them all out, bag them up.
And he stops the kids bugging us as well. Keep that away, the kids.
You know, they've got their own shed and they can do what they like in there. It saves all the grease and dirt on the sides and children touching. And it's easier for me, like, gives them something to do, don't it?
How'd you get on last night, anyway?
What? Couple of bits of ring.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
I had a Carusius.
Oh, Carusius. Oh, that's a good one. Don't get many of those now, do you?
No.
It's not in particularly good condition, but it's still worth a fair bit.
I don't know, 40 quid.
40
possibly,
quid, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a pity, I suppose, because that little lump's out of it, is it?
I showed you that Antonius Pius Cupondius, I think, the other day, didn't I?
That's right, yeah, yeah. What'd you get for that?
Well, it had Britannia seated on the other side, so
Yeah?
it's worth a bit more.
Oh, right.
What did I get for it? 35.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. Really, there's nothing there that's worth any great deal of money. This is probably, I'll probably get about 20 quid on this. As I say, the Carusius, probably about 40. But I'll save it up, wait till I get some more bits and pieces, and then take it up.
Because, I mean, really, some of these are just worth selling to the general public who don't really know anything about coins, but they don't mind buying a Roman coin.
That's right, for £2 or £3, yeah.
£2 or £3 to £10 to anyone, sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a nice coin we had the other night, as it happens. It's interesting, I suppose. It's not worth a great deal, but it's got Romulus and Remus on the back of it and suckling the wolf's tits, like, but it's the founders of Rome. I mean, that's what basically all Roman coins are based on. I mean, Rome was built on 7 hills and all that bollocks. It's, say it's a common coin, but it looks nice, with a nice reverse on it. You know?
Probably this ring, a year ago, might have been one complete item, but a player hits it, busted, you know, same as this. I mean, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, would have been a complete item. Players hit it, busted it. They condemn us for being a night hawks. Well, all we're doing is putting it back into circulation, you know.
It's all luck, and basically. I mean, you could go on the best site in the world and come home with nothing, or just a few Roman coins, and you can go somewhere you wouldn't normally go and find a big one, a big all of stuff worth £1 million. I mean, it's just, if your name's on it, you're going to find it. But I mean, I think we cut out the sort of half the luck, really, by using the books and maps and that. I mean, the more knowledge you've got about where you're going, the more chance you are you're going to find it.
It's all luck.
Mm. Some people are luckier than others. Well, this is quite a large archaeological dig. It's a Roman town, apparently. I say, things you can see down here, these are all pits, rubbish pits, like. There's all bone in them, shell, tile. I mean, let's have a look over here. There's all Roman pottery here, tons of it, just laying around. It's quite a good site. That's Roman pottery. We've got permission to do the spoil heaps on here. We can't actually go on and dig itself. All the spoil heaps are over the back here.
Just small, it's the late 3rd century bronze, 3rd or 4th. Yeah, as the empire was sort of breaking apart, the coinage got smaller and smaller and smaller, you know. It's like they threw them away. I think at the theatre site at St Albans, they found thousands of this type of coinage, all in where they'd swept up rubbish. There's just thousands of these. Treasure trove law dates back to William the Conqueror. Basically, it was a way of claiming anything left in the ground for the crown. And what they're saying is we should take it into the coroner's office, goes to a jury, they decide whether it was like an individual loss or a hoard. If it's a hoard, you can guarantee it's going to be found treasure trove. Basically, it's a way of robbing you. I mean, if you found a nice silver coin, would you want to give it to the crown?
Many a dagger I found on the Thames foreshore, like quillons, rondels, kidney daggers. I had a beautiful French 15th century signet ring. It had 3 saints on the bezel. It was, I think it was Christ on the cross in the middle. It had St Barbara and St Nicholas either side. And we sold that to the Museum of London for £2,000. I used to be in the Thames mudlarks. Obviously I'm not in that now. I don't really go up the London Museum much now.
The people we have dealings with tend to be the mudlarks, the people who search the Thames foreshore, and they have licences for that from the Port of London Authority, and they are meticulous about bringing their finds in to show us. Obviously, we can't have dealings with anybody who's digging illegally. We never see their finds. We don't know what they're doing. Some of them are selling them to private collectors, perhaps even to dealers.
All the daggers I found have a medieval deposit, and it's all the rubbish and shit off the London streets. When they go up and down the steps and that, they drop weapons and different bits and pieces. Amongst them is a nice rondel dagger I found. It's got 2 brass rings with a wooden handle in between. Got a nice maker's mark on it. You know, whoever had that would have been a pretty wealthy person. I sold it for £800.
What the archaeologists have done, they've thrown thousands of washers all over the place and we can't hardly pull nothing out. You're getting like 10 signals every sweep. That stops us finding any coins or any artefacts what are in here. You know, they're some of the coins are worthless, they're rotting away in that. And it just seems ridiculous to us why they've done it.
They are destroying part of our national heritage. The objects they're digging out of the ground, ripping them out of their archaeological context, lose most of their historical value once they're sort of lost their provenance in that way. That's why our sort of archaeologists are so careful about recording where things come from. Some metal detector people seem to be very, very reluctant to actually tell you where their finds come from. And clearly, no museum can work on that basis.
They come in, they take like the first foot off with a JCB and call it an unstratified layer. They're not interested in that. That's all we're touching, you know. They could benefit, they could record everything that's seen there. It could go into a lot of museums, but they just give us a knockback all the time. We're only like archies were 200 years ago, learning, and with a bit of cooperation we can learn off of each other, but they're so pig-headed, some of them, and so full of themselves that they don't want to know.
When we go out looking for a site, we'll have already done some sort of research. We won't go out blind, but we'll have looked at Roman sites that grid references are noted that haven't necessarily been excavated or whatever.
Some of the early 17th, 18th century writers were pretty good. As their travels around England and that, they'd probably give you some ideas of what they see then, which you wouldn't know of today.
Obviously, if we're looking for a site, we do ask for permission first. Most farmers have got a paranoid fear of detectorists, so inevitably we end up working the sites at night. The Criminal Justice Bill has now made it a criminal offence to trespass, whereas before it was a civil offence. It just seems all the time they're trying to legislate against, like, the common man. All we're doing is detecting on a bit of open land, not doing any harm to anyone. We're not harming any landowners. We're not harming anyone.
We're just retrieving our past, and the past is supposed to belong to the people.
That's right. Exactly.
So we are the people.
That's right.
Is it a criminal thing that we want to save our heritage?
It looks quite good, but...
much nearer to history,
yeah, and the Abbey's just down there, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the site.
You can see the roof of the Abbey, look.
Yeah, the Roman settlement's just behind us. We went out today, Gal, didn't we? Had a look around, but... What do you reckon? Today?
That was all right, wasn't it? It was, with that Abbey site, I tell you, it was a field right near it.
So what time are we going?
10:15 at Gary's house here. What we'll do though, we'll stop off in the cafe on the way, yeah? We'll park your car just out from the cafe somewhere, and we'll all go in mine from there, yeah? So at least we've got a car. If they find one car, we've got one a bit further away. We can
back up.
Yeah, back up. Then we have to go home and come back in the midday and say something's happened with it, or we run out of petrol or something, you know?
Pick it up.
Yeah, pick it up like that.
Is it Bill Wyman does metal detecting?
Does he? Where's he find the time then?
I suppose after he got a divorce from Nanny Smith, wasn't it?
But you also have to convict guilty, and far too many guilty people have been acquitted. Michael Howard, thank you.
He's not even opened her eyes for that.
All right, Carl. Well, he should have been here by now. You know, he's he's always late anyway, isn't he?
But, because he rings up, I'll ring him in the morning. And if anyone else rings up, you don't know what I've got.
All right, then.
Right, don't leave the keys in the door.
No, I won't.
Right.
OK then.
See you later.
Bye.
Right, what time will you be back in the morning?
Oh, about 5, I suppose.
Oh, well, don't wake me.
All right, then, I will. See you later.
Bye. Right, there you go. We never know what time he's going to be back, and you know, if he's a bit late, I worry that, you know, maybe they've got arrested or broken down or had an accident or something. We don't know till the morning, till they get back, you know, so it is a bit of a worry.
It starts taking control, and you just have to go out. There's no way we could use a torch up on there because it is dodgy. We have been chased there before.
You're concerned that you're not going to be seen and the adrenaline's running, so you are pretty pumped up, you know. You're raring to go.
It's the car really that gets you in trouble. It's where you park the car. If you hide the car well away, then you're laughing. It's like a game of chess with us and the farmer or the police. Some nights you win, some nights you lose. can be a bit naughty on there. That's why we've got the night sights tonight. I mean, the farmer hides in the bush and waits for you. Then you get trouble with the police. Say the night with the night sights will be all right tonight. Right, go on, up you go, go on. Go on, up there.
At the top of the field, obviously you can see if stuff stops there, can't you?
Yeah. Well, a car pulled up earlier on, up the top of the lane. But, we say we was watching it through the sights, but nothing particular happened. Where's Gary?
Gary, he's down, just down, look, see his silhouette down there, look.
He wants to watch it down
Yeah, I know.
You've got to have your wits about you, in case you've got to take a jog for it. You know, you might see a shadow, and you're wondering what the hell it is, you know, the man in blue, or a few farmhands come out after you. It does get a bit wobbly. Someone see the lights of a car, a police car coming down. He was all holding the barbed wire down. I've got one leg over it and they've let me go. So I'm trying to rip myself off this barbed wire. He come past the copper really slow, like, you know. He knew something was going on, but he couldn't see us, you know. So I've run across the lane, tripped over this tree stump and fell right on me mate. That was like on her head off.
I think I've got the diary. Yeah, Severus Alexander. It's nice condition out there.
Well, there's plenty of signals, but the top part of the field, you get a lot of rubbish, a lot of scrap. Tiny little Roman, a minim. I've had a couple of Roman coins. More Roman coins down the bottom of the field, though. Hopefully some artefacts.
We was on this field. The farmer comes after you with a couple of 4x4s going like a rocket across the field. We got tangled up on barbed wire, we got shot at. Just all hell broke loose and I ended up hiding in this crop for about, I think it was about 8 hours. He was doing his nut, he shot us and everything. We heard air raid sirens going. We thought like the Third World War started, you know.
Well, let's find that car.
Just over the middle.
Yeah,
That's, look,
it's a geezer.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's it like?
It's good, Nick. It's under. It's got some stuff in it. An early one.
Yeah, because I felt a lot of it felt smooth, and then like, there was a bit of crud on there.
It's got shaking hands on the boys.
Has it?
Yeah,
It's not.
Class names.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Look. It's a nice coin. That's nice. Occasionally you do find something.
Yeah. I thought I had a fanfare when I dug it out.
Megaphone, not
Could have been a lot better. I'm happy though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah? Well, I'm happy.
Get the C's in there.
Right. There's always another night, gal.
I'm trying to better myself. Like anyone, I do a lot of reading. I just live it. I live metal detecting and history. You can see my ex-wife about that and all. She just called me nutty on it, you know. My dream is to, you know, I'm not about millions of pounds or all that, just to find something really nice, you know, maybe set myself up.
A hawk is in some way a predator, taking life or whatever, but taking something that isn't really his. But we think we're doing something of worth. We're being creative.
My goal in metal detecting was to find a hoard, get a couple of £1 million for it, and go and live somewhere abroad. End of story.
Next Monday at 8 o'clock, Short Stories follows the auditions for a girl on a motorbike who has to be brave enough to ride the wall of death.